When you hear the word evil right now, you most likely picture someone who time skips in Animal Crossing. That seems to be the unforgivable sin on the internet at the moment, but I want to show you something truly deplorable and evil. There's a YouTuber that has made an entire career out of torturing and eating animals alive for their mukbang videos. First of all, mukbangs suck fuck. Sitting on your balls is less painful than watching a full mukbang video. They're absolutely terrible, and she takes it to the next level by making it something diabolical. I can already see in the comment section some of those tough guys, oh, what are you, some kind of pussy vegan? What, you can't handle watching some animals get killed and eaten? I have hit a fucking deer with my truck on the way home, got out, put a bullet in its skull, and then ate it when I got home. You vegan pussy. I get it, you're a real tough guy, for sure. I'm not a vegan and you don't need to be to find the shit she does cruel and just downright ridiculous and just disgusting. Her name is So Young, and what she does on her channel is she buys sea creatures alive and then kills them in the slowest, most inhumane ways possible because she likes to watch them squirm around and put Facebook royalty-free music behind it as a joke. For example, with a squid in particular, she cuts the hood off and then sets the body down, and the body is still alive, the squid is still technically alive, and it's moving around trying to get the fuck away. She'll pour sauce on it and put some goofy music and make some stupid fucking jokes about it. It's terrible stuff. She treats it like it's a Nick Jr. cartoon, where she's making these, like, goofy sounds and goofy YouTuber faces like, that's kind of fucking garbage. That's what she does as the creatures are clinging to the last ounce of life they have. And sometimes she doesn't bother to kill the creatures, like for octopus, she'll just eat them alive straight up. Now, I know there's a lot of people that argue, are sea creatures even alive? Some of them don't have nervous systems, this and that. And yeah, there's a debate to be had there, I suppose, but the creatures she chooses to eat alive are the ones that are well documented in being very much aware and alive. For example, the octopus. Octopus are among the most intelligent creatures we have on the planet. They're up there with dolphins. They have a fully complex nervous system, brain. They have as many neurons as dogs do, and they process pain and information in much the same way a dog does. They're able to remember that kind of information as well. So how does she treat an octopus? Well, by devouring it alive as it tries its best to run the fuck away. Yeah, they're actually alive. It's not like some kind of post-mortem response or anything, and even in the title she makes it well known the octopus are alive and that she's eating them alive. That's the whole draw of the video. If you watch her channel, you watch this content and support it, you suck. You, objectively, you're a piece of shit and you have shitty taste. I guarantee I could find 1,000 scientific reports to corroborate that. It's a fact. You suck. And she is absolutely terrible. I don't even know how this content is allowed on YouTube. This absolutely falls under animal cruelty, by all definitions. Yes, again, there is a debate to be had about all sea creatures being equal in terms of what they can experience, what they can feel, and all that. I get it. But the creatures she chooses are the smartest fucking creatures in the sea. I'm honestly expecting sometime this week she'll release a eating dolphin alive video where she starts at the fucking butthole of the dolphin and just eats up. It's some deplorable shit. What's she gonna do when she runs out of sea creatures to eat alive? Probably resort to cannibalism. I have no idea what's next for the channel. It is absolutely baffling to me. Eating an octopus alive is like eating a fucking dog alive. They're on the same... They're on the same level. She's basically just eating a sea hentai dog. It's fucking crazy how this is even allowed and how she has an audience that supports it and defends her in the comment section. She has fucking simps defending her in the comment section. Have some fucking shame. Even if you set aside morals and ethics, the content itself is fucking atrocious. All she does when she's not torturing and eating animals alive is scream, ah, oh, ah, 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 as, you have goofy cartoon music blasting behind her. So unless you're 8 years old who finds jingling keys comedic because they're loud, I don't know how you could possibly be entertained by anything she does. It's fucking terrible trash.
괜찮아. 아
I think it's pretty clear she makes these videos aimed at a younger demographic. Children, you know, with all this goofy screaming and Facebook sound effect kind of shit. I don't think her target demographic is adults. Which makes it even more fucked up to just be coming on here and executing these creatures on camera for kids to laugh at. Even when she does muster enough human decency to at least kill the food she's about to eat, she always makes sure that it puts on a little show for her, like she's the puppeteer and it's the marionette. She'll take the sea creature out of the water, throw it on the floor, and just let it flop around, as you saw with the shark right there. She does that for every single creature she eats. I have not found a single video where she doesn't torture it before she eats it. And yes, again, sometimes she does actually kill them, but a lot of times she just eats them alive.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요. 자, 엄마야. 자, 먹어볼게요. 잠깐. 야! 움직이지 마. 맛있겠다.
Yep, she just twists their fucking heads off while they're alive. It's like a Mortal Kombat fatality. How are you supposed to humanely prepare prawns? What's the right way? Well, unsurprisingly, you take a sharp knife and you go from head to tail. It's instant. And there's none of the old neck snapping and head ripping off decapitation kind of shit that she prefers to do. Let's see how she handles a squid.
가만히 있어. 자, 일단 한 마리 손질.
As you can likely imagine, that's the most inhumane way of killing a squid and preparing it. She didn't dress the squid, she fucking mutilated it while it was alive. I'll share with you the proper way of preparing the squid. You start by killing it, unsurprisingly. You take a sharp knife, or there's even a tool to do it, where you poke it right through its head, and you can kill it instantly, so you don't have to worry about stripping its hood off while it's fucking alive. She then poured sauce on the still alive parts of the squid and watched them dance around as a joke. I didn't want to put that in here. It is disgusting. You don't have to be a vegan to think it's disgusting. I'm not, and I think it's just outright one of the most cruel things that YouTube for some reason is allowing, even condoning. She has 3.2 million subscribers. These videos have 18 million, 20 million views. It's sick. I remember a few years ago there was this channel that was dedicated to destroying iPhones, real shitty channel, and in one of his videos, he destroys the iPhone, but he also kills cockroaches around the iPhone. And he got in huge trouble, got taken down by YouTube because of animal cruelty for killing those cockroaches. So what's changed? She's doing something significantly worse than that, and in far more inhumane ways, but she's allowed to continue. She has over 3.2 million subscribers. These views have 20 million views, 50 million views all over the place. They're massive. And I think what she's doing is just disgusting. 100%. And that's about it. So yeah. When you think of a school prank, like an officially licensed, endorsed school prank from the school to the students, you think of some lame shit like, oh, your backpacks aren't allowed in the hallway today. Just kidding, you can keep them there. Oh, you're getting out of class 5 minutes early today. Just kidding, big prank. You're actually staying late. We're doubling homework and slashing all your tires. You think of trivial, dumb pranks like, you know, the fellow kids shit like, does anyone else Big Chungus? Signed the principal. Bad pranks. But where there's one school a few years back that pulled the ultimate prank that makes every other prankster in the world look like fucking amateur limp-dick losers in comparison. The prank was, for their pep rally, it was a high school, they invited a select group of students to the basketball court, they blindfolded them, and then they were made out with. The students were under the impression they were making out with another student in their class, but it turns out they were making out with their parents, their actual mommy and daddies. The most shocking thing about this video isn't the incest, it's the fact that Tom Brady wasn't there making out with his kids. I thought for sure he'd take any opportunity to make out with them on camera. But now when I saw this initially, it was like a few years ago, and I thought for sure it was fake. You know, that wasn't actually their parents. It was just designed to be a shock viral video. And I didn't think anything of it until a couple hours ago. I was looking for douche tuber trends, and one of the pranks they're doing is kissing their parents. And the related video was the news report about this pep rally incident, and it turns out it's completely real. This school actually endorsed incest and had the parents make out with the students on the basketball court. Let's go ahead and play the news clip.
To be fair, this was supposed to be a joke. But when it went viral on YouTube, some people didn't find it the least bit funny.
As principal, I'm responsible for everything that happens in the school, so ultimately I'm the person who, needs to answer for this.
Man can't even help but crack a smile during the interview. That is not the face of remorse. That is a man who is content with his giant evil plan of incest. He was the Dr. Frankenstein, and his monster was sin. Pure incest sin. I can already see how this came about, The pep rally planners came to the principal pitching their ideas. He's like, yeah, good shit, yeah, sounds great. But how about for a grand finale, we have some parents make out with their children on the basketball court, huh? Incest, it's a good joke. Now that's comedy, ha. Now, dropping the sarcasm, comedy comes in all shapes and sizes and all forms. I don't think incest is a great form of comedy. I think the best form of comedy is found at my Twitch streams at twitch.tv/moistcritikal. You should all go follow right now. I'll be live when this video goes up. Fuck yeah, would love to see you there. You don't have to kiss your parents, but you can come kiss me.
Last Thursday, there was a pep assembly at Rosemount High School. Staff at the school planned a prank for the winter sports team captains. Each of them was blindfolded and kissed. The idea being the student think the kisser was another student, and then guess who it was. But the joke was, the mystery kisser was that student's mom or dad. It was a gag that ultimately went awry.
What does she mean the joke went awry? The joke went exactly as planned. The principal was jerking off in the bleachers while it was going on. I mean, this is exactly how they drew it up. There was a malfunction. There wasn't like a miscommunication. This is exactly what happened. The parents wanted to come make out with their kids. It's very disturbing how down the parents were to just make out with their kids. This didn't happen in Alabama, surprisingly. This was in Minnesota. But I really just don't get what the reporter's angle. She's like, yeah, it was supposed to be a joke. It went awry. What do you mean? What went wrong here? And the joke was always kids making out with their mom and dad. It's a horrible joke. It's not a joke. It's a crime. It's literally illegal. I'm surprised this Congo line of incest didn't lead to summoning Lucifer, because this is such a huge amount of sin in a small area that it's goddamn unholy. But I don't understand why the news anchor is trying to make it so sympathetic, like, damn, they had such a clean, good joke in mind for their students, but unfortunately, something went wrong.
For all the people who were offended, they're genuinely offended, and I owe them an apology.
Why people were so put off possibly has a bit to do with context.
Nope. I think what most people were put off by was the incest. I don't think it had anything to do with context or the storyline here, but I'm no certified news anchor, so what do I know?
What some are upset about is what they saw in this 59-second YouTube clip, which, according to Principal Wallersheim, isn't 100% indicative of what happened at the assembly.
What you see on the internet, sometimes you see just portions of what's really happened.
Honestly, the principal makes a pretty good point here. We're only peeking in on the making out with the parents portion. I'm sure we already missed all of the other great pranks they had before this one at the pep rally, such as blindfolded anal with a mysterious stranger who turns out to be the parents, cunnilingus blindfolded on a stranger who turns out to be the parents. I'm sure there was a lot of great pranks the principal pulled on the students that we just didn't get a chance to see, so we're only judging based on a small portion.
And it can lead you to think a certain way.
But he isn't making that an excuse, he says. His main point is to apologize, plain and simple.
This is supposed to be a fun event, and it should leave everyone feeling pepped. And if it's leaving people not feeling good or embarrassed or hurt, then that's absolutely the opposite of what we're trying to do.
I don't know about you guys, but nothing gets me more pepped, hyped up, and ready for, fun like making out with parents. Yeehaw, baby. Man, what a banger of a prank right there. You douche tubers have got your work cut out for you to reach this principal's level of expertise when it comes to pranks. That shit is gnarly. Wow. Yeah, that's it. So yeah. I'm sure you've all heard by now, but last night Travis Scott's Astroworld concert was a disaster. 8 people died, 300 others were injured, and 11 of them suffered cardiac arrest. I first heard the news while streaming, and I didn't even know what the fuck to think. It was so baffling. Just an absolutely horrible situation all around. When I first heard about the 11 cardiac arrest victims, I didn't even know what the fuck could have caused that. I thought Light had gotten a hold of the death note and just started writing people's names in it at random at the concert. 11 heart attacks? His music isn't going that hard that it's just sending people to an early grave. Like, yeah, he had a pretty crazy Fortnite concert, I guess, but kids weren't dropping like flies because it was just giving them a heart attack. So I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I thought, like, okay, maybe there was like overdoses or like a shooter or something. Aliens invaded. Like, how the fuck are this many people getting hurt and dying at that concert? It wasn't until after stream where I looked into it, and it is truly disgusting how avoidable this whole thing was. So, first of all, it is Travis's fault. I see a lot of people defending him for some reason on social media. Travis Scott is just as much to blame for this tragedy as everyone else around him. I'm not going to share any videos for obvious reasons. It's really disturbing. There are just like golf cart ambulances going through the crowd with people dancing on top of them and preventing them from getting to people that needed assistance. There's videos of people performing CPR in mass on a bunch of bodies around them because people were just literally falling over unconscious, needing to be resuscitated. There's a video of Travis Scott who is looking at someone's body being crowd surfed towards the front to get it out of the way. It's this guy's body, and it's being pushed over everyone's head, and Travis Scott is looking at it and continues to sing. Now, that clip in particular is extremely popular and been floating around everywhere, but it's not the full clip. In the full clip, Travis Scott actually picks that guy out and tells security to pick him up and get him out of there. He noticed that he was unconscious, and security was working their best to get him out of there. But then he goes right back to singing as they're trying to get him out, so people immediately start like fucking bumping and grinding on the people that are trying to get the body out. They're literally twerking on the security guards trying to get a corpse out of there. And it doesn't make Travis look any better in my opinion, because it shows that he was very well aware that people were literally falling over unconscious at his concert and still continued to sing without trying to address it and maybe like giving it a break and trying to get the crowd reorganized so people would stop dying like that body he had just pointed out. Travis Scott from the stage can see the ambulance going through, and he did nothing to stop the concert. He didn't say, whoa, 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 let's all settle down. What's going on? Let's stop this. Travis Scott is just as much to blame for what happened here as everyone else. Now, the majority of the responsibility for the situation that happened falls on the organizers of the event. The cause of all of this was overcrowding. What was happening is people were dying from being pushed by the crowd. It's called crowd crush. People weren't necessarily getting trampled. They were literally getting asphyxiated due to the pressure of all of the bodies around them constantly pushing on them. They couldn't breathe. So they were literally just standing and suffocating, from what I understand. What's even wilder is that this isn't even the first time it's happened at Astroworld. In 2019, 3 people died from a stampede. So they're clearly not very good at handling crowds. In fact, they don't do anything about it. There were so many videos of people begging the organizers last night to stop the concert and like get people to stop dying. And their response was no. It was like that scene in fucking Watchmen. They'll cry out for help and I'll whisper, no, we're going sicko mode. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, Travis Scott put out a tweet saying how devastated he is. Bro, you could literally see people dying from where you were on stage. You looked at a dead body. You looked at a corpse being transported and still continued to sing. You literally gave it a walk-off song. This dude's dead body was being pushed over the crowd. Travis was looking at it and was like singing him into Valhalla. Like, you knew what was going on and still decided not to stop the concert. You are responsible. Travis Scott in 2015 and 2017 also had problems where he encouraged the crowd to like hop barricades and storm the stage, creating like a really unsafe concert environment. Travis Scott treats his concerts like he's still playing Fortnite and he's just trying to increase his kill to death ratio. It's fucking nuts. And the people that are trying to defend him are stupid. Like, you're just dumb. He is not an idiot. He could see all the chaos going out there. Ambulance, literally looking at a dead body. And he at any point could have said, whoa, let's fucking stop. Let's put the brakes on this operation here. Let's address what's going on and just maybe postpone the concert or reorganize people so we're not just this giant wave of meat that is killing people. Like, there was plenty of opportunity for him to stop it. But yes, I do agree, Travis Scott didn't design the venue himself. That responsibility falls on the organizers, who for some reason have no idea how to handle crowds, so they just have this massive group of people in an area that's too tight for them up front, and it caused the crowd crush. Now, I do understand that there were a lot of people that were entering the concert illegally, like they were hopping the fence and busting through the security checkpoints, so there were more people than anticipated, but there are still ways to combat that. There's absolutely things they could have done, such as stopping the concert when people started dying. People were begging them to stop the concert, the organizers, not just Travis Scott. There's a video of a girl who climbed up one of the camera towers and was telling him the situation. His response was, "Get the fuck down." Like, there were plenty of times where organizers could have stopped the concert. This isn't one of those situations where there was nothing they could do to stop what was happening. It's not like it was Thanos and it was inevitable or whatever. A Travis Scott concert isn't some kind of natural disaster like a hurricane where you can't go outside and just yell, "Hey, halt! Stop, hurricane!" and expect it to stop. But here, you absolutely could do that and expect it to stop. Because it's just a concert. Fucking lead singers walk off stage all the time and the concert ends on the spot. Like, Nickelback has walked off stage like 100 times because people throw tomatoes at them. Like you can stop it. You can. And they should have, because it would have really prevented the loss of life there, at least helped. I didn't know what crowd crush was until today, and then I read all about it. That is an absolutely agonizing, horrible way to die. It is a slow, painful, miserable death. They were dying standing up. I can't even picture something like that, especially at a concert where you're supposed to be having fun. And it's not like the people in the crowd were maliciously pushing and shoving people. I'm not like blaming the crowd. This is a phenomenon that happens when the place is just too crowded and people just standing next to each other is enough to start putting too much pressure on people up in the middle, and they just start suffocating because they can't catch their breath anymore. It's the same thing that happened at like the Hillsborough disaster, I think it was called. That was I think 97 people died there, and it was the same thing. It was a crowd crush. People in the back were occupying too much space, so the people in the middle were starting to get suffocated from it. It's not like the people at the back were pushing and shoving on everyone. It's just people at walking speed or even standing still, too close together, makes it so that way the people in the middle just get absolutely blasted. It happens with like a bottleneck situation, or if the venue is just genuinely not big enough to handle the capacity. Or another thing I was reading about was a crowd collapse, which is when someone falls over and then that leads to other people falling over and then they start dying from asphyxiation at the bottom of like that pile. I don't think that was the case here. From what I've been reading, it was truly crowd crush, and it's a truly awful and sad situation that was easily avoidable. The concert could have been stopped at any moment when the hundreds of people started alerting them to the problems and the people that were dying. But they decided to continue with the concert for the whole duration, and now we're left with 300 injured and 8 confirmed dead. Fucking tragic. Actually fucking awful. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I got pretty upset reading about it, and that's about it. So, yeah. I've got a wild and wacky ride to take you on today, class, so hop in my magic school bus and kiss me on the lips. I'm Miss Frizzle, baby, and I hope you're ready to fuckle your seatbelts, because we're coming in hot. This is the story of how a Twitch streamer and GTA RPer named SavX faked his own death in order to distance himself from the GTA RP community. So, SavX was a GTA RP streamer on the NoPixel server. It's the server that I often frequented for my RPing. NoPixel, I love the community, absolutely fucking fantastic content, and SavX was a well-respected member of it. He built up a sizable audience on Twitch and had himself his own big community. I believe at the time of his faked death Chris Angel stunt, he had right around 1,500 subs on Twitch, which he just fucking wiped his ass with this. Just threw it all away for this fake death thing, which is like right out of Hey Arnold with that Dino Spumoni character who faked his own death to increase record sales, except this is 10 times as stupid. Fucking Dino Spudummy. I don't know what... okay, I'm getting a little sidetracked already because it's getting me a little heated. Sav played the Johnny Castle character on the server and was eventually banned for cheating because he was aimbotting in GTA. I don't know how much more sad you can be to fucking aimbot in an RP server in GTA. But they fucking busted him, they threw him in the slammer, and they permabanned him. Now, just real quick, permabans don't usually mean like forever, you can never come back, because they do believe in second chances in most cases. So he was banned for the cheating, but I'm sure he could have come back to the community at some point if he wanted to. A couple friends of his decided to check in a couple months later, and they posted these messages.
Conclusion that this is not Sav writing this. Sav passed away Christmas afternoon. This message is being written and sent out now through my brother's email after obtaining access to his PC. He's gotten numerous emails, messages since November with individuals worried about him from a gaming community, from what I've come to gather. Although the nature of the emails all seem different, we'd like the individuals who have reached out to know he's in a better place now, and we thank you all for keeping him in your minds.
There was also this twitlonger posted by somebody else in the community that was close to Sav, which confirmed that Sav had passed away. The news of Sav's passing was extremely sad, and the NoPixel community really felt the loss. There's this tribute video that was made to Sav. His fans were absolutely inconsolable, really mourning his death. His close friends in the server were mourning his death. They had an in-game memorial for Sav in order to honor his memory, and overall people were just really feeling the sadness over Sav's passing. There's also this memorial stone in the game that has the name of players who have passed away in order to immortalize them in the world and the community and honor their memory, and you can see Sav X is on there. So you can imagine lying about something like this and causing this kind of emotional ripple effect would make you the most extreme piece of shit possible. Like a piece of shit that took a shit, then got puked on and hit by a garbage truck. That would be the piece of shit you'd be to lie about something like this, right? That's exactly what Sav is. He is that putrid pile of dog shit, because he lied about all of it, and the server owner, Coil, started to have his suspicions and piece things together and eventually confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt that SavX is alive and completely lied about the entire thing. So I'm going to take you through some of the clips where Coil starts going over things that don't make sense until he ultimately reaches the conclusion where he hires a professional to confirm it.
I don't know if you guys know whose this Twitter is, okay? It's Sav's, all right? Joined January 2021. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew the date of when he had passed, but this is after he'd passed away. So you go to his Twitter, which is linked to his Twitch page, and it also says this. We did some searching with his name to try and find obituaries and stuff. I know, like I said, this is weird. Everything says to me that he's not actually dead. But there's also this weird shit that ran me to DeLong. Now we had this for a while, and this was literally 2 weeks ago, right?
So let's go through these Discord screenshots for just a moment. Rami was one of Sav's closest friends in the community, and then eventually just tells him that he faked it all, even hitting him with a pog, "Oh, I faked it all," as if all of it is just so entertaining to watch people genuinely mourn him. So he says that he knows people actually think he's dead, and then he just says, "But you know I'm toxic as fuck." Let me just hop in here for a quick PSA. If you're one of those insufferable douchebags who self-identifies as toxic or I'm an asshole, whoa, can't do anything about it, sorry, just me being me, I'm just an asshole, I can promise you whatever friends you think you have are not your real friends. They probably don't like you very much and will not actually defend you ever. And that is exactly the case with Sav. Nobody likes the guy who's proud of being an asshole. Nobody. Not even like-minded assholes, because then your assholes collide into like this human centipede formation and you just don't get along well. It's like the same polarity on magnets, you just repel each other. Nobody likes that, and I promise you, you don't have friends if you are one of these people. You just don't. You can tell Rami is upset here. He pushes, saying you could have just wrote out your ban, but Sav says he needed to do this. He wanted to be done with the community and shit, and then says, "But dog, pog oh," because he finds this whole thing to be a joke, like genuine mourning from people he finds to be some kind of joke. So this dude's just fucking sick. He defends it by saying he just wanted to be done with the whole community and all of that, and he just wanted to move on from it. But Sav, I think you're probably one of the dumbest streamers to ever stream on Twitch, because you weren't just done with the No Pixel community, you killed an entire career. 1,500 subs? That's more money than most people working real jobs will ever see in a month. 1,500 subs a month, not even counting donations. That puts you in the $3,000 to $6,000 range a month. And you fucking put it in your butthole to kegel it as a regret for the rest of your life because you got upset at the No Pixel community for banning you. And you had a little fucking temper tantrum and cried a little bit, and you wanted your revenge. Oh, I'm gonna fake my own death to make them all feel bad for banning me. Yeah, they'll miss me now. And you just threw away an entire career. Even getting banned, you could have just transitioned to another game. And like Rami said, just ride out your ban, because permabans aren't forever. You can come back from them. Fucking XQC's been permabanned like 30 times, and I'm sure he'll be back again soon. Because people grow. They get better. They learn from mistakes. XQC, every time he gets banned, he comes back and he does incredible RP, does great work. And I'm sure it probably would have been the same for you if you could learn to stop cheating, I suppose. But to do this is so fucking psychopathic and just downright stupid, I can't believe it. You threw away a career for nothing. Like, you have streaming GTA RP. That's like a dream job for 99% of the world, and you threw it away because you got upset that you were banned. So stupid. Now, I would like to address what some people will likely speculate, that maybe he was hacked and he actually did pass away. Maybe his Discord, his Twitter, and his Twitch were all hacked at the same time, and they sent that message to Rami. I think the likelihood of that is extremely small, and especially considering that Coil himself put the whole thing to rest with a complete conclusion, hiring a professional to find him in the real world and confirm that he is truly alive.
We got someone to investigate some shit, like hired a guy or people, and it's 100% confirmed that he's alive, by the way. There's literally zero doubt. Actual evidence, okay? So we got all this information, but obviously I can't release it because that's pretty much doxing. But we know everything about him, like names, addresses, and all that shit. And,
So that's where this story is at so far. I trust Coil when he says that he confirmed it. This guy is an extremely thorough man. He does everything to the best possible ability that can be done to. So if Coil says that there is no doubt whatsoever that Sav faked the whole thing, then I truly do believe that. And that is so sad that someone could be so pathetic to fake their own death because they were upset about a ban in a game. How dumb can you fucking be? It's crazy. But yeah, so this was quite a wild ride. I was following this story as it developed, and from only a week ago he was only speculating based off of these weird things with the Twitter account and all of that, to now being completely confirmed. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. That's about it though. See ya. Fine, I'll look up the German mud wizard. Robed wizard taunts police struggling in mud. What is happening here? Did he deploy a quicksand? Is this guy an earthbender? What is going on? Well, he is very powerful. What is this? Prestidigitation? Like, goddamn. Oh! There he is! The wizard has been summoned. Man, all of these police officers are like turtles on their shell. Jesus Christ. This is embarrassing. Oh, it's like toddlers when they're still learning how to walk. Are they all drunk or something? What is going on? There's no way it's that hard. This man's fighting for his fucking life. The Mud Wizard's gonna drag him back by the heels like a horror movie in a second. Man, at this point, just start doing, like, rolling. Like, it's like, oh, shit! It's like cow tipping. The mud wizard strikes. We're gonna need reinforcements. His tootsies are stuck in the mud. Whoever set up this trap, though, really did a great job. It's like some kind of holy barrier. Oh, no. So this is how it all ends for this guy, huh? He'll just be stuck here forever. Oh, come on. He's almost there. Let's go. Oh, no. It's like bowling pins. Oh, jeepers. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. There we go. That's the mud wizard for you. And none of them can navigate the mud pit. Oh, the mud wizard got him with a blast. Oh, there he is. You're in his territory now. This is his domain. His spiritual pressure is able to run rampant here. This guy is actually being swallowed whole. He's gonna need to be airlifted out here in a second. He's going really deep. He's going straight to hell. Like, good lord. They're gonna need to get the chopper and a ladder inbound ASAP. And the mud wizard's coming. Oh god! Oh no! Oh lord! Have mercy! It's Radagast the Brown! Man, this goes on for so long. There we go. We got him. Mission successful. He gets to go home and see his family. Close call, though. Close call. We almost lost him. Wow. That was fascinating. Jesus Christ. Someone give me the lowdown. What happened here? Was this like a concert or what? Because I do remember there was also a filth wizard at a rave a long time ago. I also think it was Germany. There was a guy who dressed as a wizard and started playing in the mud and twirling around a baton and shit. It was a coal mining protest. Oh. Does anyone remember the Wizard of Filth? Damn, this is too new, so it's overriding the old one. Where is it? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? 2 wizards, 1 cup. Well, that's not the one. It was at a rave. And there was a guy dressed in a gray wizard's garb. It was raining, it was muddy, and he was just busting it wide open. I wonder if it's the same guy. I'd really like to find the video. Does anyone know what it's called? Is it just Rave Wizard? I tried Mud Rave Wizard, but it didn't come up. Oh, here we go. Wizard Gandalf at a rave. I think this is it. This is not the one. How often does this happen? This must be a very common cosplay thing for raves. This is pretty cool, though. He was wearing gray wizard gear. I think he even had a walking stick. And he was dancing. Anyone at all? Why is it? I'm pretty sure I even showed it on stream at some point like 2 years ago. What the fuck? Why is this so hard to find? Am I crossing wires? Was he not in a wizard's getup? I'm pretty sure he was. Here, I guess I'll pull this up. Maybe this will jog someone's memory. This is kind of what the environment looked like. But then there was a guy dressed as a wizard, and he was throwing mud, and he had a walking stick, I'm pretty sure. What the fuck? Are you... What? Man, what the fuck? No, it's not the Glastonbury Wizard. What? How does this fit anything I have said? I pulled this goddamn video up on stream years ago. Thanks to Resub Filthy. Why can't I find it? Did it get taken down? Was it not as popular as I remember? Hey, I'm gonna describe a video real quick. Tell me if you guys know what I'm talking about so I can find it. Have any of you seen
Is it the Blippy video?
No, that Blippy shit video, that was so good. It was a music festival. It was a concert. It was raining. It was muddy. People were throwing mud at each other, and there was a guy dressed as a gray wizard throwing mud at people.
Oh, the one in Germany?
Yes, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I can't find it. I can't find it.
Wait, I can find it.
Okay,
Wait,
cool.
at the protest, you mean?
No, that's Mud Wizard. I'm talking Filth Wizard.
Oh.
This was like a level 99 Filth Wizard.
Oh,
Andrew,
shit.
how could you think this was Mud Wizard?
My bad.
Yeah.
It sounded nothing like it.
It's fuck, I can't.
Very different. Very different
Wait,
levels of magic.
How can chat not find it?
No, I pulled this fucking thing up on stream years ago. He was not the focus of the video. I will say that. The video was focused on the
wizard's
concert.
a red herring here.
Yeah, the wizard was just like a pretty like small piece of it, but like he became a meme. They called him the Filth Wizard on Reddit. Messy Merlin?
Maybe it was Messy Merlin and you're thinking of Filth Wizard.
It's not Messy Merlin. Literally nothing came up with that except a beached dolphin.
Oh.
Is it Polish Golem at a rave? That's... Wait, that...
So deep.
No, God, is anyone even listening to me? It is not Polish Golem. He is not even wearing a wizard's garb.
Alright, so describe the video again,
But
but
this-
like really go into some detail here.
Wait, we forgot a guy. How did we possibly miss that guy?
So,
Wait, we forgot a guy?
this
Yeah,
seems...
he's just chilling.
This seems like a pretty common thing. So it was a rainy day. The video, it was still raining. Everything was covered in mud and filth and shit. And there was a guy in a wizard's cloak who was throwing mud at people and dancing. And I'm pretty sure he had a walking stick. But yeah,
And
this
are
video
you
was cool.
positive it was a music festival?
I am 100% sure it was a music festival. Unless they just do like mud parties.
Oh my god, look at it.
Yeah, he just knocks.
That's
He
such
uses
a
his
good
fucking most
video.
powerful spell to root that fucking that SWAT police officer in place, and then he pushes him over.
Yeah, he casts a crazy root on that guy. The whole department honestly fell victim to the CC. It was really good.
Naked mud monster running uphill at Australian music festival?
He definitely wasn't naked. I would remember if he was hanging
Oh
on.
yeah, this is
Wait,
straight up.
wait,
He's straight up naked.
wait! I think I found it.
What's it called?
Here, I'll just send it to you on Discord. I hope this is it. Is he like playing with fucking like light up balls?
Oh, no. That's Rave Wizard.
Oh, god damn it! Why are there so many fucking wizards?
There's a lot of wizards in the
What
world.
about
You'd be surprised.
God.
Man slides into girl peeing at V Festival 2012.
Oh, that one got promised.
Last night in bed, actually.
Oh my, yeah, she's peeing on the ground and he mudslides straight under her.
Nice.
Send,
Uh,
send me mudslide P. I want to watch that on my own. Look up Mag Smrodu. Okay, last one though before doing this encounter. Actually, last one.
Alright, everybody's ready except for Charles, I think, because he's looking up a video.
Oh, the Filth Wizard! Yes, wait, that's it. It's in a different language. That's why we couldn't find it. I got everything right except for his cloak. It's not a gray
Put
cloak.
it in the raid
I
group
need
so
to see it,
everybody
yeah.
can join in.
Yeah.
shit.
Hold on, let me drop that in there.
You're gonna have one message in this Discord and it's that.
Yeah, it's just Filth Wizard. Here, let me make sure it's not Toss and I'll pull it up on stream. I don't think it is. In fact, it's actually not even a wizard at all.
Yeah, that's just a man with a stick.
But they called him...
This was so misleading. Come
if you-
on.
if
it's not
you-
a wizard.
If you... If you go into the comments, I promise you they're calling him Filth Wizard.
They're all talking in German.
Holy shit, that
Polish,
wall of noise.
whoever this is.
He actually only has a stick.
Why did you
Wait, he's just drinking the mud?
Yeah. So he's not playing with the mud, he's drinking it. That's why I got confused. Wires got crossed. But yeah, this is, they called him...
Somebody find this.
I don't know, they called him the Filth Wizard, though. I swear to God, they called him the Filth Wizard.
Look at that good Samaritan coming up and saying, "Hey man, stop drinking that
Yeah.
fucking water."
Oh, when I
What a good
translate
guy.
Mag Smrodu, it translates to Stink Mage.
Alright.
Jesus. Alright.
Let's restart.
Yeah, Staff just posted it. The Stink Mage replenishes mana in the Tainted Moon Well. Let's get serious.
The Stink Mage and his mana potion.
The Tainted Moon
I told you, that video is such a fucking banger.
Less.
This is going to be the most embarrassing thing I've ever admitted to in a video. I've had no problem over the last 14 years talking about it. Times I've sucked my own dick when I used to rub my own hand in my asshole just to smell it when I was younger. I talked about tons of embarrassing shit, but this right here is on a whole nother level, and it's genuinely painful for me to say this, but I've fucking sinned. I tried to watch Cuties. I say tried to watch because I only got through about 30 minutes before I turned it off. It is beyond repulsive. It is absolutely disgusting. The fact that Cuties is on Netflix is nothing shy of a crime, in my opinion. It is actual softcore child porn. I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt. I made that video talking about how maybe Netflix marketing just fucked it up and it's really not a movie that sexualizes kids, but it's significantly worse than I thought it would be, and according to every other YouTuber I've now watched, it is significantly worse than they thought it would be. And I cannot even begin to describe how fucking baffled I am that anyone defends this movie. The fact that this has an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes tells me that everyone that left that a positive review needs to be investigated ASAP. Fucking Jeffrey Epstein's ghost has come back from the grave to pay reviewers or something to give this positive reviews. I don't get it. In all possible definitions, this movie is an entire movie sexualizing children. I understand that the point of the movie is supposed to make you uncomfortable with the subject matter of kids being sexualized. It's supposed to speak out against how it's a terrible thing, but it's so poorly conveyed that they've just ended up making a movie that hypersexualizes kids. There's so much ass shaking, so much ass touching from the girls, ass slapping, and it's just fucking disgusting. And the camera operator, I don't know who's working the camera for this movie. It must be Dan Schneider, because the camera operator's like going up each girl's ass crack, going like right up for a colonoscopy. When they spread their legs, he like fucking speed runs over there to the camera as close as possible. And again, these are actual children actresses. These aren't adults playing kids. These are actual 11, 12-year-olds. They're children doing these disgusting fucking things. One of the worst ones, and this is, I can't even believe that this is allowed to be in the movie. One of the 11-year-old girls is in a tank top and panties, and then she's getting an exorcism where they're throwing water on her, and she's wearing a white shirt. So it's just a fucking wet t-shirt contest where then she breaks out into a fucking twerking frenzy because they've exorcised the demon of ass shaking. So then she's just like fucking twerking madly while fucking being splashed with water. It is unbelievable how anyone will try and defend this movie. Leave it to Twitter to make pedophilia a political issue. I don't think anyone on any side of the political spectrum should be advocating for a movie like this to exist. It does nothing to speak out against the sexualization of children and only contributes to the problem. Let me show you a review from a YouTuber who watched this movie, and let me show you what their takeaway was.
And they're pretty hot. And you know, you can say whatever you want about me. It's not my fault. I didn't make them do that. They did that. That's the point. That's the whole point of the movie, is that you're supposed to be sitting there thinking, look at the blonde one. You're supposed to be sitting there holding these two thoughts in your head, and one, that these are kids, and the other, that they're hot.
That's the message that people are walking away from the movie with. Pedophiles with the biggest smile on their face, pumping their fists in the air. Thanks, Netflix. Just for easily accessible fucking softcore child porn. It's unbelievable. You can't defend this movie, and if you're defending this movie, you haven't seen it, and if you have seen it and are defending it, you might be a pedophile. It's as simple as that. There's nothing artistic about it. There is so much ass shaking, so much camera shots of just ass, shaking, fucking wet t-shirt contest. There's a scene where one of the girls actually distributes child porn. She takes a picture of her fucking vagina in the bathroom and just drops it online. And also that review, I already know people are gonna be like, Charlie, that's obviously satire. Well, it's fucking not. I actually wanted to make sure it wasn't satire. The guy's defending it in his comments. He went on a live stream after this came out to defend his point again. This guy is very serious about it. He wasn't doing some kind of satirical take on cuties. Also, Tiana just overheard me talking about all this, and I just had to admit right to her face, look her in the eyes and tell her, look, I watched like 30-40 minutes of cuties, and I swear to God she probably would have been less grossed out if I told her I made out with her mother. I mean, I understand, it's very clear why she'd be grossed out that I watched this movie. I should have just taken people's word for it, but I just assumed maybe they were exaggerating for views, but it really is about as bad as you'd expect and significantly worse. And, you know, she probably thinks less of me now, which is understandable. I get that. It does absolutely nothing to deliver the message that sexualizing kids is bad. It delivers that message about as well as Madden 21 delivering the message that football is dangerous. It is an entire movie that sexualizes kids for the entire runtime. It is absolutely absurd. A bunch of YouTubers like Paymoney, Wubby, Elvis the Alien, they've made good videos talking about it, and yet I still gave the movie a benefit of the doubt, like maybe this is exaggerated for the sake of a YouTube video, and somehow in the movie it speaks out against these things, but it doesn't. The movie, from what I saw of it, and again, I didn't finish it because there's no fucking way I'm finishing this movie. I'm already looking over my shoulder now for the authorities just for even seeing this fucking thing for 30 fucking minutes or however long it was. It has no actual message that speaks out against the sexualizing of kids. I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. It almost feels like it's a movie that's apologetic to it and condones it because it's a whole movie dedicated to it. It's so fucking poorly done if it really is made by people that want to speak out against this. It is so poorly done. It's the worst execution of anything I've ever seen in media because it does the exact opposite and contributes to the problem that they wanted to fight against in the first place. It is truly fucking abhorrent. And for some fucking reason, Twitter being the cesspool that it is somehow brings anime into this, talking about, well, why is cuties such a big deal when anime has kids being sexualized? Well, first of all, anime is fake. Those like children lolly things, those fucking 900-year-old vampires that look like they're 4 years old, the little cum demons that have existed for 2 millennia, but they look like a 6-year-old, those aren't real people. They are animated fake things. These are actual 11 and 12-year-old girls that are subjected to this hypersexualization in this movie that the director has forced upon them. That's very different. This is real world versus totally fucking made up, drawn characters. It's not even comparable. If this movie wanted to deliver this message, and it is a good message, don't sexualize kids fucking obviously, they should have had adult actresses portraying younger characters. It's how every other production does it when they handle a subject matter as sensitive as this. They don't take real children and sexualize them. But yeah, anyway, this movie is worse than you probably even imagined it was. It's fucking deplorable. That's about it. So yeah. I think now is the easiest time in history to be a parent. Back in the earlier days, you had to make sure your kid didn't fall off a cliff or get hit by a stray arrow, mauled by a lion, you know, fall victim to dysentery on the Oregon Trail. It was tough to be a parent back then, but now I think it's super easy because you can just give your kid an iPad and let the internet raise them for you, and then get mad when your kid isn't exactly an upstanding citizen and blame everyone but yourself. But for parents that want to be a little more involved in their kids' lives, luckily there are some great departments that are offering invaluable knowledge on how to be the worst possible parent ever. This is coming from the OC Sheriff, who posted this tweet. Do you know how to properly search your child's room? If not, stick around for our first episode of #ParentAware with Sergeant Gunsley. I think there is a 0% chance this guy's name is actually Gunsley. This has to be an alias. It's too fitting. Fucking Sergeant Gunsley? What are you gonna tell me next? That ParentAware episode 2 is hosted by Bill Bazooka? Fucking Paul Danger? Like, goddamn.
I'm Sergeant Brian Gunsley with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, and today I'm going to show you how to search your child's room. The first step is to remove the child, or the teenager in this case, from the room. You don't want them in the room because their protests may distract you from doing a thorough search. Hey pal, gonna need you to leave the room. Thanks, we'll talk later.
This is the oldest teenager of all time. Dude looks like he's going on 40 years old. Like, who is this, Benjamin Button? Jesus Christ, dude's got like a thick 5 o'clock shadow. I like how he's immediately treating his son like a criminal, like, hey pal, I'm gonna need you to get the fuck out of here. I'm surprised he didn't like kick down the door, weapon drawn, like, get on the ground, I'm searching the room. And he just tases him anyway, just for the sake of it. Like, you're not gonna interrupt.
It's important to search your child's room every once in a while, like I would say about every 6 months. Unless you suspect that they're using drugs or alcohol, then you're gonna wanna do it more often.
He treats his household like it's boot camp. Alright, champ, it's time for your weekly room inspection. Go report to Corporal Hollow Point and give me 500 push-ups before you eat your green bean casserole. So I don't think I need to explain to you why doing this is a horrible violation of your kid's privacy and is absolutely going to lead to a lot of problems in your relationship with your family. But I think I'll explain it anyway. Anyone who's ever been a kid, which I'm assuming is everyone except this guy, I guess was just created in a lab to be the most generic NPC police officer ever. Fucking Captain America over here, never had a childhood. Anyone who did knows how awful it feels to think that your parents don't trust you. It makes you not trust them, and it makes you resent them.
So what I recommend is to start searching from top to bottom and then left to right. So here I would start searching in this plant and then go across to the right, and then we'll search into whatever containers that are here. I always want to look inside the containers and inspect things thoroughly. See, here we have a container with, looks like a place for someone to hide something. So I'm going to hang on to that. Certainly want to talk about that in a little bit.
What a weird item of interest. It's just an empty bottle. Like, that's super normal. What do you mean you're going to have a talk with them about that? What is that conversation going to look like? Come here, son. Look, I found it. That empty bottle of vitamin gummies. Bet you're using it to store drugs, aren't you? You break my heart. I raised you better than this. Get out of my house.
When it comes to books, you just want to search through all the pages and just see if you see anything. Here we have a picture, it looks like, of a child with a gun to their head. This may indicate that they're thinking about committing suicide. So that's something that we want to talk about with our child.
Yeah, that sounds about par for the course. If my dad was like this, I'd probably have stick figure drawings of a gun to my head as well. If you're the kind of parent that's actually going to follow this advice and routinely kick their kids out of their room so you can thoroughly search it like you're looking for a fucking treasure map, you should go in expecting something like this, some cries for help to let you know that they're miserable. I also really like the background music here, the royalty-free Facebook shit. Really helps elevate the tutorial.
So here we have something. This looks like a scale of some sort. So that could be used by someone who's maybe purchasing drugs or selling drugs. So that's something that's disguised. We'll hang on to that.
Pretty fucking cool scale, but it makes it feel like this whole thing was filmed in 1998. Why the fuck would someone disguise a scale as a PlayStation 1 video game? You draw more attention with that than anything else. Like, that is some old school shit. Obviously, this is all set up for the tutorial here, but I like to imagine it all is real spur of the moment. Like, he just barges into his son's room, get the fuck out, I'm searching for contraband, and this is the result. So, like, in that case, I feel like his son is innocent, and Sergeant Gunsley's framing him, like he's setting him up. This definitely belongs to an older man. There's no way a kid who's selling drugs is disguising their scale as PlayStation 1 Tetris. No chance. But that does seem like something an out-of-touch cop would do to try and bust people undercover. You know, like just parading around. I do love these video games, am I right, kids? We love Tetris and PlayStation, right? Oh! Heroin just fell out. That's super weird. No one's a cop here, right? Like, you guys wouldn't want to buy this, would you?
Looks like a container of some sort. Let me see what's inside. We have hidden in here, we have some, looks like marijuana. So I am going to hang on to this. We're going to have a little talk about that. Some teens use this to get high. They can use this as a huffing device. So if you have dust off or any type of computer duster in the room, we want to remove that because that could be used as something dangerous and that could be deadly.
Imagine Sergeant Gunsley just hits a mean whippet on camera. Kids use this to get high, and so do I. That'd be fucking great. Now, this is the first thing he's done that seems reasonable to me. You know, keyboard cleaner is very dangerous. You don't want that anywhere around your kids. And I just don't think he went far enough because there's a window right there. That's extremely dangerous. His kid at any moment could throw himself through that window and kill himself. So I think he needed to put some bars on the window to keep them safe and maybe even pad the walls a little bit because we don't want him to like hit the wall kind of hard and hurt himself. Just, I think we should start taking a little more inspiration from the isolation units at prison in order to keep our kids safe. If your first thought upon going into your kid's room and seeing keyboard cleaner is, oh my god, they must be using this to get high, then you have already utterly failed as a parent and something has gone awry.
And also, it's very important to be respectful of the child's property.
Yeah, Sergeant Gunsley, very respectful. He's over here acting like Mr. Krabs on the panty raid, just going through all of like his boxers and shit, like looking for anything in his pockets. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of is, wow, look at how delicate he's being.
Here we have some more clothing. Looks like everything's okay there. Oh, I have a pipe hidden inside some socks. Ajax, I don't know why this would be in his room, so I would inspect that a little better. In fact, here we have another container that we will talk to him about. And certainly you want to collect all these items. They shouldn't have them in their room.
Good lord, who's his son? Cobra Commander? What's he gonna pull out next? A golden AK-47 from under his bed? He's really hit the jackpot here.
And here I have a couple of little baggies. It looks like they may have had some drugs in them or something at some point. So that's another indicator.
In the pursuit of locating drugs in his son's room, no price is too high. Sergeant Gunsley even starts tugging on his son's crusty cum sock just to look for more clues of drugs. He's like Scooby-Doo, but really gross.
So this looks like it might be something. I'm familiar with this as a container. So this is something that people can buy online, these hidden compartments. So as you can see, it has liquid above and below, but the container, it's a false container in the middle that people can hide things in there.
This part really just felt like an ad for that Mountain Dew secret container there. That shit looked awesome, and Officer Gunsley comes in hot. He's like, yeah, you can find this online. And then I half expected him to drop a link to his own blog, like, yeah, you can find this online at gunsleycrafts.com if you want to purchase one.
Journals are good to go through. As a parent, you have every right to search your child's room. There is no legal problem with that. So be sure to take advantage of that and search your child's room while they're under the age of 18. Here, we just want to take a look through the journal and just see if there's anything suspicious. And here's a page where it looks like they're drawing pictures of marijuana references on here.
If you have to be reassured that what you're doing isn't technically illegal, then it's probably very immoral, and you're not exactly the hero in the story. But to be fair, we were able to locate some crayon doodles of weed in a journal, so really the ends justify the means, and now we know our son is not only a criminal, but an extremely untalented one when it comes to art.
And this is a highlighter, which appears to be a highlighter, but this is something that can be purchased online, and what it is a pipe, and it just hides within the highlighter.
Nothing gets past the keen eyes of Officer Gunsley. The man's omniscient. Not even the Inspector Gadget crack pipe was enough to get by him. What another cool little gadget, which he again mentions you can find online, which to me just feels like he's advertising it, to be fair. But goddamn, that would be like the last thing I suspect to be like a fucking highlighter right in the trash. I wouldn't think to like go to the secret ass end of it and look for a crack pipe. Fucking go-go gadget crack pipe, and somehow he knows about it. God damn, he's too good.
It's very important to conduct a safety search like this because you want to know whether or not they're using drugs. Best way to prevent adult addiction is to intervene early when they're young. So this is the time to prevent a lifelong struggle with addiction.
And create a lifelong resentment of you, their parents. This also isn't going to prevent a struggle with addiction. This may only reinforce an addiction. This is just an all-around horrible idea for parents everywhere. Yeah, thanks Orange County Sheriff, and thank you Officer Gunsley for showing us exactly how to be the worst fucking dad that you can be. That's it. See ya.